Jill Duggar, a familiar face from the reality TV show *Counting on*, has always been in the public eye due to her large family and deeply rooted Christian values. Known for her warm smile and quiet demeanor, Jill has carved out a unique niche as one of the more reserved members of the Duggar clan. Over the years, fans have watched her journey unfold, from her early days growing up in a household with 18 siblings to finding love with Derek Dillard, their marriage becoming a focal point for viewers eager to see how tradition and modernity intersected in their lives. Now, Jill is back in the spotlight, but this time it's not just about her role as a devoted wife or mother-to-be. It's also about navigating profound grief while embracing new beginnings. Recently, she made headlines by sharing glimpses of her pregnancy on social media, proudly showing off her growing baby bump. The photos captured both joy and vulnerability, offering an intimate look into her life during what should be an exciting chapter. However, beneath the surface lies a poignant story that adds depth to these moments of celebration. Alongside preparing for the arrival of her newest child, Jill has opened up about mourning a significant loss, a heartbreaking experience that has tested her faith and resilience. This juxtaposition between hope and sorrow defines where Jill finds herself now, as she balances the anticipation of welcoming another member into her family with the weight of personal tragedy. Her story resonates deeply with those who admire her strength and authenticity. Through every milestone shared online, whether it's a sweet ultrasound photo or heartfelt reflections on her struggles, Jill continues to connect with fans in ways that transcend typical celebrity culture. Her openness invites others to reflect on their own journeys through joy and pain, reminding us all that life rarely unfolds without its share of complexity. As Jill Duggar navigates the complexities of pregnancy, her journey takes on added layers of significance when viewed against the backdrop of her previous experiences with motherhood. Already a proud mom to 3 children, Israel, Samuel, and Apollonia, Jill has consistently demonstrated grace under pressure, balancing the demands of raising young ones while maintaining her commitment to faith-based living. Each of her pregnancies has been marked by milestones celebrated with characteristic humility and gratitude, often accompanied by updates shared via Instagram posts or heartfelt captions chronicling the growth within her family. This time around, however, there's something particularly striking about how Jill carries herself. Her radiant smile beams even brighter as she embraces the physical changes brought on by pregnancy. In recent weeks, fans have eagerly followed along as Jill posted pictures showcasing her burgeoning baby bump, each image capturing a different facet of her evolving maternal glow. From cozy maternity shoots nestled amidst autumn leaves to candid snapshots taken at home with her husband, Derek, these visuals reveal not only the external transformation but also hint at the deep emotional connection Jill feels toward this new chapter in her life. She frequently expresses excitement over feeling tiny kicks and marvels at the miracle unfolding inside her, grounding herself in prayerful reflection as she anticipates meeting her 4th child. Yet, beyond the joy lies undeniable anticipation, an awareness that parenthood brings challenges alongside its blessings. Despite this knowledge, Jill exudes confidence tempered by wisdom gained through past deliveries, ensuring she remains steadfast in preparation for whatever lies ahead. What sets this pregnancy apart is perhaps the palpable sense of purpose Jill seems to carry throughout it all. Whether discussing nursery plans or sharing snippets of advice gleaned from prior births, she approaches this season with intentionality, determined to savor every moment despite any uncertainties looming nearby. It's clear that for Jill, becoming a mother again isn't simply about expanding her brood. It's about nurturing another soul entrusted to her care, reinforcing bonds within her family unit, and continuing to honor the legacy of faith central to everything she does. And though shadows of hardship may linger close behind, they do little to dim the light emanating from Jill during this remarkable period of growth and anticipation. Amidst the joyous anticipation surrounding her pregnancy, Jill Duggar has also grappled with the heavy burden of loss, a profound grief that underscores the fragility of life and tests her resilience. Recently, Jill revealed that she and Derek had suffered the heart-wrenching loss of a close loved one, someone whose presence had profoundly shaped their family dynamic. While she chose not to disclose specific details about the individual, Jill's words conveyed the depth of her sorrow. In an emotional post shared with her followers, she described the void left behind as unimaginable and spoke candidly about how this loss had shaken her faith to its core. For Jill, who has long leaned on her unwavering belief in God's plan, reconciling such a devastating event with her spiritual convictions proved especially challenging. She openly admitted to questioning why such pain would enter her life during what should have been a time of pure celebration. Yet, even in her darkest moments, Jill found solace in leaning into her faith community, drawing strength from scripture, prayer, and the support of those around her. Her transparency allowed others to witness both her vulnerability and her determination to persevere through adversity, a testament to the enduring power of her convictions. The impact of this loss extends far beyond emotional turmoil. It has rippled through every aspect of Jill's daily existence. Motherhood, once a source of boundless joy, now carries an added layer of poignancy as she reflects on the fleeting nature of life. Simple tasks like preparing meals or tucking her children into bed are tinged with bittersweet reminders of impermanence, prompting her to cherish each moment more deeply than ever before. At times, the weight of her grief feels overwhelming, casting shadows over milestones she might otherwise celebrate wholeheartedly. Yet, Jill refuses to let despair define her journey. Instead, she channels her emotions into action, using them as fuel to create meaningful memories with her growing family and honor the legacy of the loved one they lost. Through it all, Jill remains steadfast in her commitment to finding beauty amid brokenness. She encourages her followers to embrace life's complexities, acknowledging that joy and sorrow often coexist in ways we cannot fully comprehend. By sharing her story so openly, Jill reminds others that grief is not something to be hidden or overcome quickly. It is a natural part of the human experience, one that can ultimately deepen our capacity for empathy and love. Her courage in facing this chapter head-on serves as a powerful reminder that even in the midst of unimaginable pain, there is always room for hope, healing, and renewal. As Jill Duggar moves forward with her life, the delicate balance between her faith, family responsibilities, and future aspirations becomes increasingly evident. For Jill, faith is not merely a backdrop to her existence. It is the cornerstone upon which she builds her decisions and actions. In her recent reflections, she emphasized how her beliefs guide her parenting style and influence her approach to raising her children. Every decision we make, Jill shared, is filtered through the lens of our faith. This perspective shapes everything from educational choices to daily routines, ensuring that her children grow up grounded in the same values that have sustained her through life's highs and lows. Balancing these commitments presents its own set of challenges, especially as Jill prepares for the arrival of her fourth child. The demands of motherhood require immense energy and patience, qualities that are sometimes stretched thin by the emotional toll of recent losses. Yet, Jill remains undeterred, channeling her inner strength to maintain harmony within her household. She prioritizes quality time with each of her children, understanding the importance of individual attention in fostering strong familial bonds. Whether it's reading bedtime stories or engaging in playful activities, Jill ensures that her children feel loved and valued, reinforcing the message that family unity is paramount. Looking ahead, Jill harbors dreams not only for her immediate family, but also for her broader community. Inspired by her own experiences, she envisions creating a supportive network for mothers navigating similar trials. "I want to be a source of encouragement," Jill stated, expressing her desire to help others find peace amidst chaos. This vision aligns seamlessly with her ongoing commitment to service, a trait ingrained in her from a young age. By leveraging her platform responsibly, Jill aims to inspire countless families to embrace life's complexities with grace and fortitude. Moreover, Jill's plans extend beyond personal ambitions. She actively participates in charitable endeavors, focusing particularly on initiatives that support maternal health and child welfare. Her involvement in these projects underscores her dedication to making a tangible difference in the world, one family at a time. As she continues to juggle her roles as a mother, wife, and advocate, Jill exemplifies resilience and adaptability, proving that true strength lies in embracing life's multifaceted journey with open arms and an unwavering spirit. Jill Duggar's journey embodies a profound narrative of resilience and hope, offering a compelling reminder of life's inherent duality. Through her willingness to share both her joys and sorrows, she has illuminated the intricate dance between triumph and tribulation that defines the human experience. Her ability to navigate the peaks of pregnancy and the valleys of personal loss speaks volumes about her character, revealing a woman deeply committed to her faith, family, and community. By embracing vulnerability, Jill doesn't just endure life's challenges, she transforms them into opportunities for growth, inspiring countless others to do the same. Her story transcends the boundaries of celebrity culture, touching hearts with its raw authenticity. Jill's openness about her struggles, coupled with her unwavering optimism, strikes a chord with anyone who has faced hardship while striving to hold onto hope. She teaches us that grief and joy are not mutually exclusive. Instead, they coexist in a delicate yet powerful balance. This lesson resonates universally, encouraging individuals to confront their own adversities with courage and grace, knowing that even in the darkest moments, light can emerge. Josh Duggar sat on the cold, hard floor of his cell, his knees drawn up to his chest. The faint hum of fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sterile glow over everything in sight. His stomach growled audibly, an unwelcome reminder of how long it had been since he'd eaten anything substantial. It wasn't just hunger, it was something deeper, gnawing at him from the inside out, a relentless ache that no amount of willpower could silence. The prison meals were sparse and unappetizing, watery oatmeal for breakfast, stale bread and mystery meat for lunch, and some sort of bland slop for dinner. But even those meager portions felt like feasts compared to what he endured now. After violating one too many rules within the facility, Josh found himself subjected to solitary confinement as punishment, and with it came reduced rations, a cruel twist designed to break spirits faster than walls ever could. Each day blurred into the next without distinction, marked only by the sound of footsteps outside his door or the occasional clanging of metal trays being delivered through the slot. He tried counting the days but lost track after a while. Time seemed irrelevant here, where every moment stretched endlessly before him, punctuated only by the sharp pangs of hunger. At first, Josh attempted to distract himself. He paced back and forth across the tiny space, trying to burn off energy he didn't have. He recited Bible verses under his breath, clinging to words of hope and redemption. But eventually, exhaustion set in, both physical and mental. Pacing turned into sitting, reciting became mumbling. Hunger clawed at his insides relentlessly, making focus nearly impossible. His thoughts wandered often to memories of home, of family dinners around a crowded table, laughter echoing off wooden beams, plates piled high with food, roasted chicken, mashed potatoes smothered in gravy, fresh baked bread still warm from the oven. Those images taunted him now, vivid enough to taste yet impossibly far away. He wondered if anyone thought about him anymore, if they knew how much he regretted everything that led him here. Did they care? Or had he burned those bridges beyond repair? Sleep offered little relief. Even when fatigue finally pulled him under, dreams haunted him. Nightmares of endless corridors filled with locked doors, each leading to another empty room. Sometimes he dreamed of feasts laid out before him, only to wake up reaching for phantom plates. Other times, he relived moments from his past, the choices that brought him here, the faces of people he'd hurt along the way. Shame weighed heavily on him, compounding the misery of his current situation. As days turned into weeks, Josh began to notice changes in his body. His clothes hung looser on his frame, the fabric sagging where muscle once filled it out. His face grew gaunt, cheekbones protruding sharply beneath pale skin. Dark circles formed under his eyes, evidence of sleepless nights spent staring at the ceiling or fighting off despair. Hunger wasn't just affecting him physically, it seeped into his mind, warping his perception of reality. Small noises took on exaggerated significance. The drip of water from a leaky pipe echoed like thunder, keeping him awake for hours. Shadows danced menacingly on the walls, morphing into shapes that sent shivers down his spine. Every creak of the floorboards outside his cell made him tense, heart racing, as though expecting danger to burst through the door at any moment. But perhaps worst of all was the isolation. No human contact, no conversation, no reassurance that he hadn't been forgotten entirely. Guards passed by occasionally, their boots thudding against concrete floors, but they rarely spoke unless necessary. Their presence served as a reminder of how alone he truly was, trapped in this purgatory of his own making. Josh started talking to himself just to hear a voice, even if it was broken and hoarse from disuse. He whispered prayers, recounted stories from childhood, sang fragments of hymns he barely remembered, anything to fill the oppressive silence that pressed down on him like a weight. Yet, despite these efforts, loneliness lingered, a constant companion more suffocating than the four walls surrounding him. One evening, or perhaps it was morning, time had become so distorted, he heard footsteps approaching again. This time, instead of fading away, they stopped directly outside his cell. A tray slid through the slot, accompanied by the familiar clink of utensils against metal. Josh scrambled forward eagerly, anticipation sparking briefly in his chest. Maybe today's meal would be different. Maybe someone had taken pity on him. He reached for the tray, fingers trembling slightly as he pulled it closer. What greeted him was nothing new: a small portion of rice, a lump of grayish meat, and a cup of water. Still, he forced himself to eat slowly, savoring each bite as though it might be his last. Chewing deliberately gave him something to concentrate on, a temporary distraction from the gnawing emptiness inside. After finishing, he leaned back against the wall, clutching the empty tray to his chest. For a fleeting moment, his stomach felt less hollow, though he knew the sensation wouldn't last long. Hunger always returned, stronger and more insistent than before. It occurred to him then that this punishment wasn't merely about depriving him of food. It was about stripping away dignity, control, identity. In this place, he was nobody, a number, a faceless inmate lost among countless others. Everything that once defined him, his family name, his beliefs, his former life, had been stripped away piece by piece until there was nothing left but this shell of a man sitting in the dark. Tears welled up unexpectedly, spilling over onto his cheeks. Josh wiped them away angrily, ashamed of his weakness. Crying wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't bring back the person he used to be or erase the mistakes that landed him here. All it did was expose vulnerabilities he preferred to keep hidden. And yet, as he sat there sobbing quietly into the quiet void, something shifted. Amidst the pain and self-loathing, a flicker of clarity emerged. Perhaps this suffering wasn't entirely meaningless. Maybe it was forcing him to confront truths he'd avoided for far too long. Truths about accountability, forgiveness, redemption. For the first time in what felt like forever, Josh allowed himself to consider the possibility of change, not just outward actions, but inward transformation. Could he learn from this experience? Could he emerge stronger, wiser, better equipped to navigate the world waiting for him on the other side of these bars? The questions lingered unanswered, hovering somewhere between hope and uncertainty. But for now, they provided a glimmer of purpose amid the chaos. Hunger still gnawed at him, loneliness still pressed down heavily, but perhaps neither held absolute power over him anymore. not if he chose not to let them. So Josh closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and began to pray, not for deliverance from discomfort, but for strength to endure it, for courage to face whatever lay ahead, for grace to forgive himself and seek forgiveness from others, and most importantly, for the wisdom to recognize that true freedom didn't come from escaping confinement, but from embracing responsibility for the life he wanted to build moving forward. In that moment, surrounded by darkness and deprivation, Josh Duggar found a fragile spark of resolve. It was small, almost imperceptible, but it burned steadily nonetheless, a beacon guiding him toward a future he couldn't yet see clearly, but desperately hoped existed beyond the confines of this cell.